Welcome to Gray Overload. I'm Anthony. Intel announces the Xeon Scalable Platform, so let's take a look. The Intel Xeon Scalable Platform is out, and this is a nice little range of server CPUs that are going to hopefully work well on supporting IT as well as businesses, as well as making it better for consumers as well. And I think that the big thing about this is with Intel's release is that it's answering the AMD Eypc that was announced here a couple weeks back. And this is great that AMD and Intel are now back into this game where they're producing products that can help drive the industry forward. And getting back to the Intel here a little bit is that Intel has four categories now. They have bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. So this allows them to address certain needs in each side. As you can see here, they have it broken up into these four different categories. And you have the platinum that's up to 28 cores, and you can get up to 8 sockets supported in that as well. And then you have the gold, which is up to 22 cores and up to 4 sockets. And then you can, in the silver, you can get up to 12 cores. In the bronze, it's up to 8. So they still have that like 8 core as well, which is kind of interesting. And the highest memory capacity supported per socket, as you can see, is 1.5 terabytes on that, on the high end gold, and then the platinum as well. The gold is broken up into two categories, just in case as you look through the processors here. They have a 5100 series and a 6100 series in the gold, so that's split up between the two. And there's about 50 SKUs they announced, so if you feel free to go through, I will post the link below so you can go through all the SKUs and study them yourself. I'm not going to go through each one. That would probably be like a 25-30 minute video just by itself. So they did announce a lot of SKUs. There's a lot of data there to digest, but I think that Intel's trying to go for certain areas, and they know this market quite well, right? They've have 90% of it right now. I think it's like 99.7% or something like that. And so they have great addressability, and they know the user needs quite well. By the way, they have a lot of partners. They have a lot of software ecosystem as well, which is a huge benefit to them. I mean, it's something that AMD is going to have to step up if they want to compete well in this market. And but Intel already has that, and I hope that Intel keeps their foot on the pedal and starts innovating more with it. I think in the last couple of years we felt that maybe Intel might have been off of it a little bit and kind of coasted. It sure does feel like it, at least to me. And now all of a sudden it's a little bit in going into maybe a pickup pace for Intel since AMD Eypc came out. But I'm hoping that we're going in the right direction with this. The scalable platform, what they're trying to do here is that they're saying that they're going to have great performance, security, and agility. So Intel's truly trying to make sure that the business can address what it needs to be, make sure the data is secure, and make sure that they can dynamically adjust on what they need to do in order to get something done. And so they put a lot of improvements in here. I'll show you some slides as we go through this as well. And they have a lot of slides trying to address how much performance they've actually gained over some other of these. And they also took in some companies, as you see here. I'll post up some of their marks of how that they're going through and delivering these performances. So they're going after network, they're going after the infrastructure stuff, they're going after all these little different areas to be able to have the best performance, because they got cloud, they got AI analytics and networking. But one interesting change to this, and this is based off the Skylake architecture, is that they are doing a mesh architecture. And so instead of kind of like the old ring architecture, they're trying to go for maximum performance, consistent low latencies, optimized for data and data flows and scaling efficiency for high socket configurations. I think that there was also probably issues with it, as you get more higher and higher core count, having a ring that, that's not always feasible with having higher core count. So this is one way to mitigate that and create a more efficient process and communication in that processor with the high core counts, which I think is a nice move forward. It's something that AMD kind of does as well in a slightly different way, or in a different way, I should say, as Intel would kind of have it put. But overall, I think that I've been still going through all this. I've watched a lot of the videos. I've gone through a lot of the slides that Intel has, and there's a lot of data to go through. But they're trying to make sure that they're optimized for everything. In the video, they mentioned that they're trying to do put a security into blockchains. So they have Ethereum and R3 that they were touting on stage to be the security. They're saying that they're protecting the data with Intel's key protection, and they're trying to make sure that security without compromise. And so you still got that encryption performance overhead is 0.37%. The return on investment and of the scalable platform, the potential performance and product ready is that they're saying they're cutting training time from days to hours by up to 113x in performance with optimized software and real-time workloads that are referencing the Xeon, and up to 2.4 times the interface proof throughput as well. Intel's really trying to push this as a scalable platform, and I think that they got something here. They have a lot of ability, as I showed you with all the companies that have already worked with them and that have doing this. They have a huge beta out already, or beta on their CPUs where companies are already testing it. They had AT&T on stage and a couple other companies in the video I watched, and I will post that link below as well, and being able to do a lot of this. But overall, what I think about this processors and I should say line of processors is Intel's finally stepping up and coming out with another increment to their current line. They're following the thing, their current evolution of processors overall. And I'm hoping that they went up to 28 cores and they start pushing maybe 32 next time, maybe even 36 someplace bigger than AMD's. So we kind of get this leapfrogging effect, and as well better performance overall. I think Intel's performances in certain workloads are going to be much better than AMD's, and I think AMD might have Intel beaten certain other workloads as well. But Intel has an ingrained entrenched. AMD's going to have to go after that, and Intel needs to take advantage of their position in the marketplace to be able to innovate faster and help out companies better. Because if they don't, and if they sit there, we're not going to have the innovation we need, that consumers need to make sure that they're having the best experiences. IT people need to make sure that they're being able to service people better and their companies best, because I know it can be a nightmare out there for everyone in IT that they don't have the support they need, and they're wasting their time. And then for companies to be able to have a return on investment that is worthwhile. So I want to thank you for watching Gray Overload. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and help grow this channel. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching Gray Overload. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Gray Overload.